Thank you, sir. The gentleman who is talking about the minimum wage. The biggest challenge in this country has been the informality of the economy, where you have close to 78% of our economy very informal. If you are going to send the minimum wage that people pay their employees, the first thing should be to ensure that the economy is formal. That's number one. Number two, you need a formal economy so that you can expand the tax base. You'll be able to collect taxes. But where investors are still informal, you even don't know where they are. You can't enforce it. So that is very, very critical. Most employers are not known. Those who are, majority who are running these factories, who are here, they have private capital at a very high price. Formalizing and setting a minimum wage will mean reduction in the number of people that are employed. So as Parliament, we are going to see how we navigate around it to ensure that if you have 10 employees, each one is paid a minimum wage. In fact, in Europe, we had a minimum wage of, I think, £7 starting wage. It is important, but it's also important to consider the risks it brings around the number of people you're employing. That's important. The budget for donations, that budget for donations has brought a problem in Parliament. Formally, constitutionally, the president is supposed to be given a certain amount of money. The vice president is given a certain amount of money. The prime minister and the speaker and the deputy speaker, each one of them is given a certain amount of money, which they say corporate social responsibility spending. Unfortunately, it is not allocated to any particular expense. Now, I would not be focusing so much on how much should be given to the president or how much it should be given to. I should be looking at the itemization and the way of spending that money.
But shouldn't leaders be, donating from their pockets? Do we have to use taxpayers' money? It's like removing from the taxpayer and giving them with the other hand.
Kenneth,
what's the rationale?
You see, Kenneth, every time you drive a national flag, you do it for the people of Uganda. Any appearance of you as a vice president or a president, you are representing all of the 48 or so million people. And therefore, I don't want it to be like this guy I met yesterday who said, I want you guys to make sure that MPs and ministers are not given fuel or cars. You miss a point. The point is that these people are doing everything they do and spending their time like Honorable Kabyanga to do what everybody should have been doing, but they are doing it on behalf of all of those.
But you're paid. Better paid.
That's a wage.
Better paid.
That's a wage.
In other countries, MPs actually take.
I want to ask you a question.
Take their loan.
Kenneth,
they take loans to buy cars.
Kenneth, you work for Radio 1.
I do.
If there was an inverter in Mbale and you are going to Mbale, would you sign for an allowance for transport and accommodation?
I would.
Why would you sign when you earn a salary?
No, but they don't pay him constituency mileage.
They don't pay me constituency mileage, for example.
You see,
they don't give him constituency mileage.
As a member of parliament, it is true you earn a constituency mileage. I'm trying to put for you the context under which these people have raised the issue. Why do you buy them these big cars?
Dr. Wakida, I know you very well, and I know a number of people in that house who actually have big cars even before they were elected.
It's called private.
Yeah, private.
It's called private.
Why don't you be, sympathetic?
Let me tell you.
To Ugandans.
In my village,
you just say,
I want to give you the simplest.
Maybe use that money, you can buy an ambulance.
In my village, when you are sending somebody to dig in your garden, what do? They will come and find hose at home. The problem is people are looking far to the state.
No, in my village, the people who are coming to dig actually come with their hose.
This is president by an election action.
In my village, people come with their hose.
No, by an election action. On the 15th, they said, Mr. President, we are sending you. He's a sent person. The MP is a sent. Then the president says, I have too many, the place is too big. I am also looking, I want to Mr. Kabila.
I think honorable, the fact is that the way we facilitate our parliament needs to be revised. The whole point where it comes from is that I think we have wrong people in the parliament. People go to parliament for, it's like a job. And yet for us, we think we are sending people for a service. So that I think that's where the difference is. So somebody goes there, the first thing is they borrow, they sell their land, they spend so much. By the time they reach there, they must recover that money.
Can I first wait there? Do you know what human beings sell to the employer? They sell time. That's the only thing they sell, is that I am selling you my time. You understand? So pay for my time. In fact, in other countries, people are paid per hour or per minute worked.
Yeah, so I think that's the difference, is that let us agree that it's an investment. You've spent money in an election, you are going to recover it. So we stop this discussion and we know somebody's coming. This is what and we move on.
I am looking for Mr. Mukunda. Want them to invest in politics. I can tell you, you don't make that money.
Because if there was, because I just imagine somebody sells everything to be just a member of parliament.
Julius, today I went to visit a friend of mine. He's an MP. And when
Newly elected.
And when I reached his home, there were 40 people.
Exactly.
Those are his campaign team.
It was in the morning.
No, but you see,
I asked.
This is what we have created.
I asked
Mr. Mukunda, the amount of money you spend, if you put 5 million on your phone, by evening it's done.
He had 40 people who slept at his place. They had breakfast at his place. And I reached at around 11. They were preparing for them what? For lunch.
And you also became part of that group.
And I became the 41st. And I was like, when did these people come? They said they have been coming one by one.
And he's struggling to send them away.
And yes. And I told him, do you know, one, talk to these people. They should always wait for you in the what?
Constituency.
Because they are all coming with different problems, school fees, what, but they come and stay here. So that even the money you would have given them when you go back, they
an MP is like a mini government.
Yes.
You must
but who has created that situation? Is it the MPs themselves?
No.
The promises they make when they're on the campaign trail.
By the way, sometimes I don't want to blame them. The system has made them become so. Because from the beginning, if you look at the original parliaments, that was not the case. If I remember, Rwomushana became a constituent member of parliament without spending a coin because he had ideas. But today, the person with ideas is never considered unless you have the money in your pocket. So I think that's the culture that we have now gone into. And that's why I think it's becoming expensive to have the right minds in the parliament. Even those who are good, they are distracted with so many demands at the constituent level that they end up not delivering.
But also, Julius, before I go back to Dr. Wakida, this idea of donation budgets, you are donating in a country where the budget is in shortfalls. We have just been discussing some entities will not receive adequate funding because we are financing we are servicing loans. But you find the Uganda Cancer Institute wants 2 billion shillings and they tell you they will not give you this money. But then you find somebody donating to Uganda Cancer Institute 3 billion and you ask yourself, where was this money during the budget time?
You're going very far. We need 23 billion for medical interns.
Medical interns.
Isn't it? 23 million for 23 billion for medical interns. let's just deal with that. Well, Kenneth, with all the budget numbers we've been talking about, you see, this government of Uganda does not have that money. It does have it, but simply because the budget is so split in so many things that we are actually running away from spending on the right priorities. So when you get money, for example, if you look at the money we are paying for these companies, bailing out the companies, that money can never, you cannot say we don't have the money. You go and borrow it and that company must function. So it depends on the kind of political priorities we have that will drive the budget numbers. That's why you find that when there is a crisis, money will definitely appear. But I would think that really for me as members of parliament, one of the things we need to look at is to go back to this budget and say, what is this number delivering to us? Because if you cannot pay medical interns, knowing their importance, and I'm not, and I'm just saying medical interns. Number one, 15 years ago we agreed as a government that we don't have medical personnel. We privatized the teaching of medicine. Private schools started churning out, nurses, midwives, doctors. Now somebody decided to be very clever and say he put a freeze on the recruitment of medical people, of public servants, even medical workers. Now, even when these interns are getting out, they are not going to be employed. I told you from the beginning that the Ministry of Health, the personnel, we are performing at around 40% staff capacity. We need, but we are not going to put them on the salary, on the payroll, because if we put them there, the wage bill is going to increase. But is that the right way we should be doing things?
All right.
Mr. Mukunda.
Very quickly before we move on, because time is not on our side,
Mr.
Dr. Wakida.
Mukunda, by all standards, and I was talking to Dr. Bariomos, interns must be supported. All of these guys who are saying interns should not get money, they benefited
From them.
from 360 degrees support from the state. Of course, the argument could
At the
be
time
that
they were
they were
in
few.
the same position.
But even if they were few, the economy has grown from 40 billion economy to an 84 trillion economy. So my brother Variomus, this is a point of review.
Definitely.
At a cabinet level.
They shouldn't
should
even
go back.
strike.
Right.
I want to go to
conclude your
there
point.
is a gentleman who talked about markets for goods that they produce. You see, economics has got two weighing scales: demand and supply. For that person to continue producing those tomatoes, there must be markets, and the market is the demand. The challenge is that there are hidden supply. The buyers don't know where the products are. So the government must look into this, that we are encouraging people to go into commercialization. We have done the Chibaro. They are going to produce turkeys and fish. But there must be known space and known buyers of these commodities. I also had, we discussed about the influx of supporters in the household. Let me tell you my take on this. Before, there was what they call the CDF, the Constituent Development Fund. That Constituent Development Fund was very critical, and it supported the members of parliament at a constituency level to repair boreholes, to repair small bridges, and to do all of these things. Now, an MP is left to use the little money he gets in allowances and emolument to support a constituency. When you wake up in your constituency on a normal day, you have not less than 40 people, just as Honorable Kabyanga has been saying. Each of those people will even tell you that I hired a motorcycle to come. I have been very clear to them that I am your worker, you are the one paying me. Don't come to take what you have. You have paid me. And I continue to tell them exactly that.
Okay.
I hope this is my understanding. I want to summarize this way by announcing the death of my auntie, Honorable Roina Kafire. Honorable Roina Kafire died on the 4th.
Oh.
We are burying her tomorrow in Kiboku district. And for those who are happy to come and we send off one of the icons of transformation in that community.
All right.